Hey, good morning, good Friday. I swear I was here on time. I know I'm a minute late getting started, but I swear I was here on time. Technology just did not like me, and I don't have enough coffee in me to fight with it. But if you saw the description, lots to talk about today. So you can see we've got part of my team back there. I've got Poe with me as always. There he is. Fuego. So this, guys, is Fuego. How cute are his little wings? Anyway, today is game 3, round 2 of the Golden Knights playoffs. So he is here to cheer them on. And then, of course, you've seen the pictures and seen me talk about him. This is Poe's best bird buddy. This is Vu. So Vu stands for Deja Vu. When I got him, he was about to be destroyed when he got sent back, and I couldn't handle that because I am a giant child, and the idea of stuffed animals being hurt in any way kind of broke my heart. I do love Toy Story, I admit that. So the idea of him going into an incinerator just didn't work for me. So I adopted him, and I fixed the hole that he had in his neck. And now he is named Vu, as in deja vu or second chance, second happenings. So he is Poe's best bird friend. And yes, Poe does have his choker, and a couple people have asked. This was in celebration of the Americana Route 66. So that'll probably come off eventually. It's actually just a bracelet, but it fit him so well. So getting to all the fun things going on. I even have a little list to remind me. First and foremost, a little bit of sad news for those that were looking forward to seeing me in Seattle, in Dallas, or in Salem, especially Salem. I know we've talked about that one before. I will not be attending because of being sick, because of being out of work for so long. It was not... Could I have made it work? Yes, but it just wasn't the right move. So after a lot of consideration and some tears, definitely some tears, I have unfortunately had to contact Anytime Author Promotions, AAP, and let them know that this year, unfortunately, I will be pulling out of Seattle, Dallas, and Salem. I already had to pull out of Hershey, the Books and Chocolate event. It's the same weekend as the Formula One F1 race here in Las Vegas, and that is just not a time that people get off. I work on the Strip in the casinos, and that is just, they already told people, you're not getting the time off, don't try. So that one I already had to pull out of. Ones I am keeping, ones I am going to be around for are Bray, the Beyond the Read author event in Columbus in, I almost said June, it's in July. And then I will also be at, there's one more, Authors and Dancers. Wow, I can't believe I forgot that one. So Authors and Dancers, very near and dear to my heart. I will be performing. If you guys saw the video, saw the YouTube link that I put up, it is the choreography for the Juilliard audition in the movie Save the Last Dance with Julia Stiles in it. And I will be actually performing a version of that choreography. So that's what that's all about. I will be attending. So first weekend in October, end of July, I will still be out and about. I do have a few larger events here in Las Vegas, the Gothic Market through Grimoire, and the Las Vegas Book Festival. So much smaller event schedule this year than I originally planned, but it was the right move. So unfortunately, for those of you that are had pre-orders, I have already reached out. I've heard back from most of you, so I appreciate that. The books, those that chose to still have them, as soon as I have everything ready to ship, I will. Everybody else, the refunds have already been issued. So hopefully I'll see you guys on the road sooner. I will hopefully, barring any craziness, I will be back on the road next year. I have the Books and Booze Cruise. I will be in Salem. I swear, if it's the only one I do, I will be in Salem next year because I will have the entire series coming up. And so that is a definite. I'll actually be doing a special event in Salem next year. So that one I promise I will be at. And I have a few others. I believe, I got to double check it, but I believe I will be at Flirty in Kansas City next year as well. So unfortunate, but we roll with the punches, we do what we can. And I know it looks like madness behind me. It is a little bit as usual. I have my monthly to-do list, and if you think that's bad, scary, 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 there's a second page. And that just kind of plays into things. These are major things, bigger things. This is my yearly to-do list. These are like goals and things. Now, of course, these are just author things. They're everything. But I am working on crossing a few of those things off right now. One of the big ones, I am working on writing, of course. I've got Wrath, which will be the next Sin book that comes out in August. And then I have Yearbook, which is a standalone thriller. It's similar, not in storyline, but just in the whole standalone thriller thing, to Partners. And then, of course, the 5th book in the Sin series will be coming out. And then I have at least one more standalone, the first of my co-author with Kayla Rose in The Reverse Harem. So there's a lot going on writing-wise. And so I keep getting questions. Why am I always at the gym? Why am I always working out? Why am I always out doing something when I have so much going on? I keep saying I'm going to wait, and I'm waiting for the go-ahead to announce it. I've decided I'm going to announce the project. I'm not actually doing it yet. That I do actually have to wait for the clearance for. But if you guys can see my shirt, it says psychologist on it with a bicycle. This was given to me when I did my bike ride. And I know I've talked about it, and I don't know where I found it. So, back in 2022, I wrote this book. It is, it's called Ride 22. The full name was Ride 22 on 66. It was my first time on Route 66, and I trained for like 3 years. I pedaled my butt all the way across from Chicago to Santa Monica. There were definitely obstacles. There was my wallet getting stolen and having to rearrange a bunch of hotels because all of a sudden I didn't have ID. I couldn't check in. I couldn't do anything. Thankfully, my chase driver, my mom, she helped and stepped up and took care of things and was able to like show ID and get us checked in and handle a bunch of stuff where I didn't have ID, so I couldn't do anything. I got a picture of like my work ID sent to me so that I had something that would ID me. I don't know if it shows on the camera that well, but I do actually have a scar right there across my shoulder. That is from surgery that I had when I got back. I crashed on day 6, and I ended up breaking my collarbone in 2 places, separating my rotator cuff, although they didn't catch it. As crazy as that sounds, it was madness. I went down hard. I lost consciousness. They had to shut down this whole 2-lane highway. And for whatever reason, when they got the ambulance there and I was conscious again, they actually, like, no C-collar, no neck brace, for those that don't know what a C-collar is, no backboard. They helped me stand up. I was unconscious, and they helped me get to my feet. They let me walk myself to the ambulance, where I looked at the paramedic and said, "So can I ride tomorrow?" Because I was in shock. I knew I was hurt, but I didn't know how bad, and the fact that they were letting me get up in my head meant I was fine. They took me to the hospital, and they asked me, they said, "Where does it hurt?" Well, I had horrible road rash all the way down the side of my arm because I landed on the outside of the shoulder. I also landed on the side of my head, which my helmet, I kind of wish I would have kept the helmet, but my helmet showed that I had landed on it. And so I told them, I said, "It hurts right there." And so they x-rayed right there. That's it. They never came around the front, no MRIs, nothing. So they missed my injury. They never saw it. And in a weird way, I feel like the universe gave me that. It was a gift, because if I had known how bad I was hurt, that would have been it. I would have been done, no more, pack everything up and head home. Instead, I thought I was okay. So I kept riding, and I pushed it, and I made it all the way to Santa Monica, and I had that amazing moment coming across the pier with a police escort, and those moments that I'll never get back, those moments that I could never recreate. But I was very, very hurt. I found out when I got back, being a casino dealer, I kind of used this arm, and I would be at work pulling the cards, and it hurt so bad. And I didn't know why. So I finally got it checked out, found out what was actually wrong, ended up with the surgery. Well, that book is from the blog that I kept as I did the challenge. And I think what you would call a challenge addict. I'm not a cyclist. I like to ride, I do, but I'm not a cyclist. I'm not a runner at all. But yes, I did the 5K. I am going to do a 10K. And of course, I walk them. I'm not running them, but I do events. I do a lot of events, but I don't do a lot of the same events repeatedly. I pick something new. Like years and years and years ago, I did something called the Badass Dash, which is similar to the Spartan Race, which segues into this challenge that I keep talking about, this book that I keep talking about. I was approached based on that book, on Ride 22, and on taking on this enormous challenge, this crazy idea. And I was asked if I've ever run a Spartan race. The answer is no. I've never done a Spartan race. I have done an obstacle course, but not Spartan specifically. So the girl that actually presented the idea suggested the, I guess, kind of challenge, she knows me, clearly, of training for about 18 months. Which sounds like just a ridiculously long amount of time to me. I get bored in like 6 weeks, let alone a year and a half. But the idea is that I'm a normal person. I'm not a fitness person. I work out, but I'm not like crazy in shape. I don't have like the ripped abs or anything like that. I don't have a ton of stamina. I'm not known for anything in the fitness world. I just go and kind of go through the motions unless I'm training for something. So she suggested Spartan has 3 different things that they're known for. One is the Ultra. It is I want to say it's 50 or 60K. It's 31 miles. My math sucks, but it's 31 miles, 60 plus obstacles. That's insanity. There's no way. I couldn't do that even if it was just the walking / running / I just couldn't do it. Like, I can't do a full marathon, so I sure as hell couldn't do 5 more miles. No. And she mentioned that one, and I cut her off immediately. And she said, well, wait, there's another idea. The other one is what we've now decided we're titling Everyday Spartan, The Good, the Bad, and the Muddy. I know, cheesy, but I kind of fell in love with it. So there are 3 levels of the normal, not the Ultra, the normal Spartans, which is the Sprint, the Super, and the Beast. Each one's a little bit longer, has a few more obstacles, and obviously progressively more difficult. If you do all 3 in a calendar year, it is a thing called the trifecta. I know people that do those. I've never done one. I've never even done one of them, let alone all 3. And then the third thing that they do is a thing called the DecaFit, which is similar, I think, as close as you can get to like CrossFit without it being CrossFit. Hyrox is another similar event. So the idea is that I would train for these 18 months, chronicling the training, the good, the difficult, the days I don't want to train, the excuses. I would also really get to know people in that world. I'm gonna get to talk to people who sell the gear, like the running shoes. You guys see me talk about my Ultras and my Sauconys and some of the different gear that I have, things that help, things that are kind of a waste of money. Also, people that have done these different types of events, such as Hyrox, running events. There's a climbing event. Here in Vegas, we call it Scale the Strat. I know there's like the Empire State Building. I know Willis Tower. I will always call it Sears Tower in Chicago, where you race up the stairs, which sounds like madness to me, but I'm sure being a challenge addict, I'll do it someday. But there are all these different types of events, all these different types of training. There's CrossFit gyms, of course. We have the UFC here in Vegas, so we've got the UFC Fit Gym. I have a trainer who is chomping at the bit, I'm sure, to torture me. He has to be nice to me right now because I don't have clearance because I'm still on injury with my back from the car accident. But as soon as they give me clearance, he will destroy me, I have no doubt. Right now, he's actually working on building stability muscles around the injury to try to actually alleviate some of that pain for me. So right now I like him. Right now. But we'll see. Anyway, so the reason you always see me at the gym is, I guess, building up stamina a little bit, just building up my breathing and my cardio. I do swim. I love to swim, which is actually a good one, is swimming. It's just good in general for fitness. I hate running. I don't even like walking on the track for an hour, but I do it. It's good for you. And, I mean, ultimately it will help. But the idea is that I'm going to talk to people that do this. I'm working on stuff with Joe DeCina, who is the founder, the creator of Spartan. He's a very big believer in like healing through fitness. And that is essentially the point of all of this. I did that bicycle ride raising money for people with PTSD, and I personally have found a lot of healing when I'm having a bad day, when I'm having a hard time, when something bums me out or pisses me off or whatever. When I get the chance to get to the gym, even if it's not, I don't know, even if it's not like I'm trying to work off, like, I'll make myself better, so this is it. Sometimes I'm just so tired from working out, I don't have the energy to be upset anymore. And I think that's what it is for me, is I have found a way to channel that anxious energy, that excess energy into fitness, and to use the fitness to ultimately make myself feel better. Sometimes walking on the track, listening to an audiobook or music of some kind, I finally just forget what I was upset about, even for a little while. Or I'll work out a problem in a book I was working on. Like, my mind kind of goes and does its own thing, and it gives me that opportunity to really, I guess, move forward. And so, having found that healing myself, I want to see if I can share that with other people. So there will not be any, I don't even know the right way, there will be no money coming to me for this. We are actually donating all of the money, all the proceeds for this book back to charity. It'll be PTSD related. We are working on figuring out exactly which one. That'll be announced before the book is actually officially published. But this is in the process. I'm starting, once I'm cleared for actual training, I will be going through the end of this year and then all through next year. Hopefully I get at least 18 months, but we'll see. I mean, we're kind of cutting it close right now, and I'm still working with the doctors to see what's going on with my back. But once that's done, once I'm cleared, I will start training, and I will be sharing that with you guys, and I will be sharing the things that I enjoy and the things that I cannot stand, and how my trainer's trying to beat me up and everything else. But I will also be talking to people and sharing their stories, because it's important to understand that this isn't just me. This is a community, and that's a big part of what drew me into it. So I'm really excited to announce finally what it is. It's been on hold for a while. I've been working on kind of setting up the background of this and who I'm going to talk to and everything, but until I've got the go-ahead, I can't actually make it happen. So I'm just sort of killing time, but I'm killing time in a positive way. So I'm excited about that. Other things coming soon, I did want to share. I was just talking to somebody, and people have seen, and they asked about the diamond art that I do. These are just this is actually an Aurora Borealis bookmark. This one's mine, actually, that I made for me. But I do have tons of bookmarks, different things. I do like this one, always falling for the anti-hero. I don't know why, that one just makes me happy. And then I make other things like these coasters. These are all different, like, coffee ones. I make tons of different stuff. And I've had a bunch of people reach out because you saw one of my most recent posts about the diamond art. It is something that I love to do. Got more that these are still in the process. They don't have their tassels, they're not sealed yet, but how cute are those little skeletons reading? Anyway, I have been making those, and then somebody asked me recently, yes, there will be special editions. That's a big trend right now, for the Sin series, there's actually going to be 2 special editions. So if you're familiar with special editions with the different books, one of the big ones is to take the edges here and spray them different colors or different designs. The Sin series here are going to be sprayed, I'm just going to grab Pride, so this will be purple. I'm going to match the sprayed edges to the color on the front of the book. So that is going to be one of the special editions. The other one will definitely be a pre-order only, and it goes back to the diamond art. I'm going to call it the gem edition. I'm going to take gems, the little crystals that we use for diamond art, and I'm not covering the entire cover, but I'm going to put some red across the splashes on the cover of the book. So that one will be 100% pre-order only, because I'm hand doing those. Those are going to take a while. Foil covers are another one. They're shiny. That one's been asked about. I'm working on it. I'm looking at it. Again, you're talking about the colors. So the blue on Lust, the green for Envy, of course the purple and the red with Pride and Sin. And then Wrath is, again, red, but it's a crimson, like a dark red. Greed is yellow. It'll be, I'm trying to decide between like a gold and a mustard. Mustard shows up better. Gold is just more fun. And then Sloth and Gluttony, which is the last book, actually has 2 colors. We will see how that goes. And then the last one, I don't know if I'm going to do this one. I've had some people ask. I don't know if there's enough real interest there yet, so I might just put out like a feeler, maybe like a Kickstarter thing just to see. With partners, I do have the paperbacks. That one won't be included, but the hardcover, we were talking about doing a book box. We're going to call it the Heist Edition. It would have like some little bonus swag and extra little things in it that go with the book. So book boxes were huge for a while, and then they sort of fell off, and I don't want to invest in a ton of them if they're not as desirable as they were. If I can find a place that does like small versions or small amounts of them, I may still put that out there. But I think I might, I know for the special editions will be a Kickstarter, and then there will probably be one just for testing the interest level on the book boxes. So tons going on, tons coming up. But for those that have asked, and there have been a number of people that asked, why am I not putting out more books? Why am I not in the office more? Why am I always at the gym? Why am I always working out or doing something? Why am I also always saying gentle movement? Now you know, now it's out there. I am working on something, and it is very near to my heart. It means a lot to me to be a part of this community and to raise money for PTSD awareness. The shirt, which was given to me by my mom, she was in psychology herself, and she understands just how healing the whole physical thing was for me. This ring right here, it was also a gift. It's for PTSD awareness and suicide prevention. And while I suck at giving gifts, I warn people all the time. I'm terrible when people give me things, but I appreciate them. I do, even though I'm a difficult little pain in the butt about it. It means a lot. The gesture means a lot, and the thought means everything. So I appreciate whenever people are spoiling me with these things, especially when they're so meaningful. So, thank you to the people who have seen my challenges in the past and understood what I was doing. For the people that have been asking, now you know, there will be a book coming out of this. It is author related, I swear. It also is personal. This is a special thing for me. So I'm excited to get going. I'm excited to get training. I'm also terrified to get training because I'm lazy. I'm a lazy indoor kitty, and I am not the most athletically inclined, I guess. But I'm trying. And, I guess the positive to the chemo stuff is that I lost all that weight, and so now I'm actually in better shape to do the training when the time comes. So there is a lot going on. There are to-do lists upon to-do lists, and I will be working on getting all of that done. Let me just make sure, since I had so much I wanted to tell you guys. Everyday Spartan, yeah, believe it or not, I actually covered everything, all without having to check my list until the end. I keep forgetting about things, so I'm trying to write it down. The 40s are the time you need to start writing things down, I swear. But for now, back to my coffee, back to my tremendous amount of to-do list items, and I will be out and about. Don't forget, next week is author happy hour, so I will be back hanging out with Nell and Sarah. Unfortunately, our original plan of the meadery is not an option now, so we will be back at Nell's. She has already threatened to make something very strong since being off chemo. I can drink again. I haven't yet, but it's coming at some point. I'm hoping she takes a gentle on me, but whatever it is, it'll be fun. Make sure you join us for that if you're in the area. Our author social and monthly get-together is next week as well. For now, whatever you guys are doing, whatever your plans for the weekend, I hope they're awesome. I hope you have fun. For those here in Vegas, go Knights, go. I cannot wait to see Game 3 tonight. And for everybody else, hang out, have fun, and until next week, stay caffeinated.